Good morning, guys. MWUSA Season 5, Episode 17. Whoa, that guy was went right through the red light in front of me. It's been red for about 5 seconds. It is Wednesday morning, and a gloomy morning it is. It is still cold. Yesterday was a pretty cold day. Today's a little bit better than yesterday, but still it's 25, feels like 15 degrees. But at least we're going to get over freezing today, so that's good. We are heading out for the day. I do have some work stuff going on, so obviously on top of always having my laptop next to me while I travel so I can get all my work done, be a team player, all that kind of stuff. I also have at least one meeting today. That'll be this afternoon. We're going to be, obviously, as always, traveling a long way each direction. We're going to start with heading one way almost 4 hours to go to our first stop, and we'll probably leave for lunch and maybe come back to that casino. The other option would be to leave that casino and head for an Indian casino, and in that case, it may become an overnight trip, which I'm thinking if I feel good, I'm going to try to do it as an overnight, come back tomorrow morning, relax a little bit, maybe even go into the office early tomorrow. I don't know, just depending on what time it is. If it's tomorrow evening, obviously I would check in at the office on Friday, but if it's early enough tomorrow, I might go in, check in tomorrow, and then we'll head out for our Friday trip. So some moving parts here, but overall I have a pretty good idea of what I want to do. I laid in bed for a long time this morning just considering where to go, and as you know, my opportunities are slim right now. But now that my kitchen's going to be put in February 3rd, I know there's going to be a lot of stuff going on at home, but I can start scheduling trips again. I just had no idea if it was going to be January 5th or March 5th, so I really hadn't pulled the trigger on any long-term travel, but we'll start getting those on the calendar. As far as our trip to Europe, it looks like it's going to be canceled. Half the family doesn't want to go. The kids are at an age where they're in sports, they got friends, all these different things, and they would just want to go to the beach for spring break. So we'll find some kind of beach to go to instead, and maybe this summer we'll go to Europe. So that'll probably be happening like that. Other than that, everything is good. Yesterday, silver held at 95, and this morning it's just barely under 95, so that's a huge victory. And the fact that it's taking some big steps like that and not consolidating for too long, but it's hanging there for a day or so and then taking the next big step is kind of crazy. But I truly feel like this is a new order for silver, that things are changing. It's classified differently now. It's considered a strategic mineral now, which is a big deal. The government's buying silver now, which it really hasn't done before. There's definitely a shortage. The government's considering not making silver eagles for now, and 2026 ones are all on big time back order. I don't know if they're going to make them. They're going to skip to 27. I have no idea, but I feel like it's still the right direction to take. I decided not to take any profit off the table, just keep all my money, all my risk on the table. As you know, most of the money is in options, so they could go to zero, and currently I have all the money I put in there, plus I'm like plus 150%, or somewhere around 150% between those two options. So it's definitely a big risk, but I feel like it's worth it. So anyway, that's what's going on right now, and I'll be back to update you soon. Alright, guys, I am back. So I just stopped to get some fuel, and all the gas stations are out of gas here. So it's very strange. So we'll go a little further. I mean, I've got plenty of gas already. I still have like 83 miles range, but this is usually a cheaper place to go. And if I'm only going to stop at one place today, this would be it. So, yeah, we're going to move on to another area, and hopefully they've got some gas. I mean, I'm fine either way, but I'm very surprised. I haven't seen anything like this in a long time. But anyway, all right. So right now we are still about 2 hours away from our first stop, and then I'll come back and update you. All right, guys, I am back, and I am like 3 miles away from this casino, and this is absolutely disgusting. The roads here are so bad. They're not clean. You're in the middle of a big city. Look at this. This is ridiculous. I mean, come on. Where is the money going? You've got to be kidding me. Outside of the city, everything is fine. Everything is clean. Inside the city, where all the corruption is, the roads are not clean at all. There are no snow plows anywhere. There's about 7 or 8 inches of snow piled up. The roads are absolutely gross. You can't even see the color of the road, hardly. Come on, man. So much corruption in this country. I mean, you gotta be kidding me. Does anybody audit anybody anymore? This is ridiculous. As a person who has worked hard on getting corruption out of government and getting taxes lowered and doing the right thing with people's money, this is just absolutely disgusting to me. As soon as I crossed into the city limits, the roads were just ridiculous. I mean, right now I'm doing 30 on the highway and barely okay right now. There are people with their hazard lights on. There are people just slipping and sliding all over the place. None of the road is clean. There is no salt on the road. There is not one snow plow on the road right now. Crazy. Anyway, I should hopefully make it there safely, and then we'll get in there and start making some money. I'll be back. Alright guys, I am back, and not going well at this point. Just no action because of the weather. There's not a lot of people here. I played some slots and had some ups and downs. I was ahead $54. Then I saw a friend of mine and played one with him. We split it and ended up losing $17 each. It actually paid us 25 cents when it hit, 25 cents. And then I looked at blackjack and saw a lot of the people that were going to put me in. And I thought, nah, I don't think I want to do that. So I walked away from that and walked around with my friend a little bit longer, and then came back. I'm like, all right, I guess I'll do it. And they had one table where somebody was sitting at the table playing, another one where they were probably a deck into the shoe, so I'm not playing that. And then the lower limit tables also, one of them was about halfway through, the other one was about halfway through. So whether it's $10, $25, $50, or $100, I wasn't able to find anything. So that's the situation right now. So I'm up whatever, $37 after all that driving and all that, and I've got a meeting in a couple hours. And the next closest spot is at least 2 hours away, and another one's about 3 hours away. So I got to decide what to do here pretty quick, but pretty much this shift was a bad shift for me. I got to stay away from this shift and come at nighttime to this place. So I'm going to go back into this back area. There's one more blackjack table there. And I know the pit boss that's there right now knows me, but if they're on break or something, maybe I can sneak in and have a 20-minute session or something. I don't know. So anyway, that's what's going on right now. Nothing great, and I'll be back. All right, guys, I'm back. Overall, not much else happened. I ended my session ahead, a total overall of $38 on slots, and did not play any blackjack. Just no opportunity to play blackjack. There's a nearby casino that I never count as a nearby casino because there's never any opportunity, and I don't think I'm allowed to play table games there, but I'm going to head over there real quick, see if I can make some money on slots. I may sit down at a table game just to see what happens, and then figure out from there. If they let me play, I'm just going to play something that's just a generic game, not an AP game, just to try to see what happens if I sit at a table. And if that works, then maybe next time we could try blackjack. But right now, let's head over there, let's see if we can find anything on slots, and then let's try to sit at a table and see what happens. So, very unfortunate. The side streets are trash. I mean, come on. That's just awful. So I'm going to hopefully get over there safely, and I'll be back to update you. When I was in my last shop, a friend of mine that I saw in there came from a different direction than me, and he said things are a lot worse in that direction. And unfortunately, both the casinos I would go to next would be in that direction. He said something about over 100 accidents over by where he lived. So, hopefully it'll get better. Right now, still, the pavement is completely covered with snow. So, I'm sliding as I'm turning the corner here. So, not very good, but just pulling into this place, and hopefully we have some decent luck in here. Alright, so I just recorded a segment to see if I get back off a table, and of course the pit boss was like a friend of mine, so he's not going to tell me one way or another, so that didn't work out. So we're going to try again here. I'm going to go to a different area. Now I have been checking out the machines too, so probably not the best idea here, but let's walk around, see if I can find a table to sit down on, put some money on the table, and see what happens. Alright, I'll be back. Alright, well, that didn't work either. The other pit was another friend of mine, who's the one who told me that they were looking for me, so I don't want to get him in trouble, because he was talking to me and stuff. So guess we'll try again another day, but right now we're going to keep looking at slots and see if we can find something. Oh, look at this. Cash out 1304.19, machine next to it. Cash out 1304.19, the one next to it. Cash out 1304.19. You think somebody was checking something? Alright, I'll be back. Alright guys, not in a great mood. I don't know how much you heard. I don't know how much I deleted, because I tried to go to a couple different pits, and both of them had people that I really don't want to get in trouble. So it's just one of those things. Those guys have always been super nice to me, and they've given me the heads up when people were looking for me, and there's no way I want to get them in trouble. So I didn't want to sit at one of their tables. They definitely wouldn't say anything. At that point, though, it would be surveillance. And then what if surveillance says, hey, you guys should have known this guy's not supposed to be here. So I didn't want to put them in that situation. But both of them came up to me and shook my hand and, hey, where have you been? I haven't seen you. Nice to see you, and all this stuff. So, I really couldn't do anything there. At that point, I was ahead like $18 on slots. Wow, now it's snowing. That's pretty bad. So I was ahead like $18, and jeez. I looked and looked and couldn't find anything as far as tables. I found a machine I wanted to play. It was kind of just over where it needed to be for a minimum, which is never a good thing. And I played that one through. I was down as much as 1,900 and ended up down on that table, on that machine, $13, which put me ahead for the session, $5. That was a very miserable 1 hour. What can I do? So nothing really there. Now I've got a meeting starting in an hour and 45 minutes. Next casino is 2 hours plus away, not including any kind of snow issues that we might have and stuff. Other choice would be to go back to the first casino I was at, but obviously nothing was going on there. I don't know. I think I have to go to the further away casino. I'm thinking, even though it's going to be cold tonight, go to that casino, which is on Indian land. I have my temporary tags anyway. If they get the number, big deal. It'll be changed in a few weeks anyway. And then head back to this city, and then go to both of these casinos again on third shift, where nobody knows me, and see if I can get some time in and that may be where our money is made today, because as of right now we've made what, 50 bucks, not even 50, and it's already more than halfway through the workday, and I left before the workday started, and I paid for gas and all that traveling and stuff like that. So let's hope something turns around here. I'm gonna go grab some food and we'll head over to the Indian land and go to the casino there and see what happens. So I'll be back. All right, guys, some developments here. The roads here have been pretty rough. Overall, the highway has been clean. Everything outside that city I was in has been relatively clean, but under the bridges has been very slippery, where the sun was not hitting it. But at this point, there's no sun either, so just being careful as I drive. The road is mostly clear, so that's all good. I did have an offer I needed to take care of online, and did that and made a profit of $270 on this trip here, on this drive actually. At this point it's almost time for my meeting, so I'm going to pull over. I think I'm going to be the star of the meeting, so I need to take off my jacket, get ready to be able to share my screen and be on camera. And this has to do with the ServiceNow team and them complaining that they can't give me what I need. So we're going to be going over the exact guidelines of what I need so they can get it done for me. So hopefully starting Monday, we can get to work on it. So yeah, that's what's going on right now. It's a very gloomy day right now, kind of like dark skies. Everyone's kicking up. Oh, see, it's a little slippery under that bridge. Everyone's kicking up like a nasty, sticky mist. It's like dried salt and stuff hitting your car, so pretty nasty. But we're hanging in there. We're driving all right, and we're going to pull over here in a few minutes, do our meeting, and then we'll continue our trip to the next casino. I'll be back. All right, real quick, guys, before this meeting starts, I just closed my position on that option I bought yesterday for QQQ. I ended up making, I invested $1,270 and cashed out $1,783, so made about $500 profit on it. So it's just something, you know, whenever I see overreaction on something, I know the next day it's going to snap back at least a little bit, and I take a shot at it. And that's how I built. Remember, I had $100 in an account. I built it up to $4,400. Right now I have a lot more money in that account, so I can be a lot more free with it. But I could have gone with 10 options. I just did one and invested $1,200, made $500 profit. So pretty cool. Anyway, pulling over right now to do the meeting. All right, guys, finally done with that meeting, and at this point I am only 10 minutes away from this casino. I can't believe it. It's about to start getting dark now, and we've made nothing. We've driven 7 hours, and we've made about less than $50 today. So I got to get in this place and make some cash. So hopefully good news to come. I'll be back. All right, guys, I am back. Dark outside, snowy, still snowing. Parking lot's covered with snow. It's windy. I have no idea what the temperature is. It's cold. Heading back to the car. And I was in there for a few hours. Mostly played slots. I did get an hour and 15 minutes of blackjack in. Hold on, let me see here. I don't know if you can hear me or not, but before going in there, I stopped at a gas station that was about half a mile from here and put my license plate cover on. Looks beautiful, by the way. You can't even tell there's something under it. And then, oh man, came over here. It's pretty cold. So now I got to figure out where to go from here, actually. Let's just record first, and then actually I can drive to that gas station and take the cover off, and then I'll figure out where to go. First thing I did was look at slots, and one of the first machines that I played actually worked out really well. Came in, sat down, started playing, and within 200 spins or so, I hit it, and I was ahead $892, like right away. And I even said, well, time to go. Of course, I didn't do that. So plus 892, and then I kept on looking for slots. I went to some blackjack tables. All of them were pretty busy. They do have double deck here, and I don't know what my deal is with double deck, but I have the worst luck on double deck. Something that's supposed to be a shorter end zero, to get to the results that you're supposed to get mathematically. And I always have the roughest time. And so I played more slots, and I was up another 70, so I was up like 962 on slots. So that's all fine. I go to play blackjack. I find a low limit table. It's a $25 minimum. That's fine. 25 to 500 is pretty decent. And they cut pretty thin. So the rules are good. You can double after split, and it's hit 17 for the dealer though, but that's not so bad. They probably cut it about 20 cards deep, so that's like excellent. Get in there, buy in for 200. First hand, I lose the hand, and I'm never ahead from there on, all the way till the end. Never ahead. I hung around minus 200 for a while, then minus 400 for a while, then minus 500 for a while, and eventually things did get better, and I was able to come back, but it was pretty horrific. There's a side bet that you can count that I have a lot of success with, and in this case, it was in range like 3 times. So it was not worth it. I mean, it's a $5 bet, and all 3 of them missed, and that was it. It was me and another guy, and this other guy was known to these people, but I guess he's a college student. He looks like he's a lot older, maybe to me, late 30s, early 40s. But I guess he's going to school to be a lineman, like electric stuff, and he's got a test tomorrow, and he's in there drinking and playing and drinking and playing and drinking and playing, and tipping the dealer a quarter and a quarter and a quarter. And he lost a lot of money while I was in there. He was playing anywhere between 50 and 250 a hand, and I was spreading between 25 and 150. And I played for an hour and 15 minutes, I believe, and just could never get anything going. I'm going to get out, grab that plate cover. Whew. And never got anything going. So, I did everything I possibly could, but I ended up leaving just about even. I was actually ahead $8, so plus $8. And slots were much better, like I said, plus 962. And at least now we have the amount of money that we're trying to go for every day, which really I've been trying to raise that amount, but just haven't had the opportunity. I'm going to park here for a minute, look at the map, decide which way to go. If I go straight home, it'll be way after midnight already. So I got to figure we should make this into an overnight. So I'll call my wife in a little bit, but I need to figure out the next move from here. Now, if I go back to where I was, there's 2 casinos I could hit on this shift and play blackjack. That might be a good idea. Otherwise, I can go further, and there's about 7 or 8 casinos between 3 and 5 hours further out. So that's always a possibility, but then I'm going to end up like 8 hours plus away from home. So I'll figure out what to do, and I'll come back and update you. So while I was in that casino, I cashed out my chips and all that, and I was getting ready to go. I thought, well, let me just make one more lap around the casino, see if I can find any more slots to play. And I got a message, a text message, that another guy, a friend of mine, just passed away today. So, yeah, there for a while, I was losing about 4 people a year. But interestingly, the way I met this guy is I was speaking at a public forum, and it was the first time that it was televised on TV, and I actually was on this guy, and the things that he was doing that I disagreed with, and then that actually made my name more well known, and from there I was able to do a lot more things, all because of this. And it was actually, the year was 2020, and it had to do with masking and all that kind of stuff. And he was pushing that everybody should have to mask and all this, and I noted that before they turned on the TV cameras, that he was talking to people with no mask on, and right when they said we're about to turn on the cameras, he put his mask on, and that was a big deal. And the fact that I pointed that out was a big deal. And I can't say the rest, because then it'll be obvious, more information about me. But because it was a big deal at the time. But yeah, that's one of the first times I met that guy. I may have seen him before that, but I didn't know who he was before that time. So, but then we ended up getting to know each other and go to the same church together, and just saw him a few weeks ago, shook his hand, and he was suffering from something for a very long time, and things were getting worse and worse, and so it's tough to lose somebody that you know, but he was in pretty bad shape. So for him, he's in a better place. So anyway, now that I got everybody depressed, we are going to head back to the area that we were before, and it's some hours to get there, but that'll put us only about 4 hours away from home. So we're going to try to hit both these casinos. We are going to get the one that I know I can play at, no problem, and then we're going to try to hit the one that I'm not supposed to play at, and see if they walk up to me, because earlier when I tried to do it, I ran into a situation where both the pit bosses were people I knew and was friendly with, and didn't want to have any problems for them. So anyway, we're going to head back to that area, and I'll be back to update you. Alright guys, I am back, and I was going to say, surprisingly, I only have about 10,000 steps today, but then again, I've driven like 9 hours, so that kind of makes sense. Went in there looking around, looking at slots, not seeing anything. Go to play blackjack, sit down at a table, lower limit table, buy in for 300, I believe, and started playing. Started going negative right away. First hand was a double down hand. I lost that one. Second hand I won. Third hand I won. And then this older black man from the table next to me comes over from the 6 to 5 table, if that tells you anything, to my table. And he buys in for 480, a nice number, and puts it all on 2 hands and loses it, and then buys in for 1020 to make it an even 1500, and he puts about half of it on this first hand and loses that one. I win a couple hands, and I ended up leaving even from that table. It was minus 14 running count early in the shoe, and this guy was complaining every single hand. So for both reasons, I left. Went to a different table, a little bit higher limit. Started with 200 on the table in chips. I had 100 in chips in my pocket because they were like nickels and stuff, and lost that pretty much right away. Bought in for 300 more. No. 500 more, for a total of 800. Now I have 100 in my pocket, 500 on the table, and ended up coming back a little bit, and then ended up just leaving on a big negative count. The limit on the table was a little bit high to be deep in the negative counts, and I ended up leaving that table slightly ahead, plus 100, and then played a few slots, which I don't see that I wrote down here. Slots. plus $44 on those, so not much going on there. And then I'm in the back area looking at tables and stuff, and there's a guy who's been sitting there forever, like since this morning, like at least 10 hours. He's been sitting in the same seat playing. I assume, because he's wearing the same thing, it's the same guy in the same seat, so I'm assuming he hasn't gotten up for about 10 hours. So good luck to you, sir. I didn't see any kind of big bets out there at all either, so I don't think he's, I mean, anything could be true. I mean, he could be counting, but I doubt it. But yeah, just he's toiling away at that table for about 10 hours, slowly getting blinded out, so to speak. You know, he's slowly losing his money. So now we're gonna head back to the casino where my two friends work, because they're both off. And in fact, they'll be coming back in about 4 or 5 hours. And we're going to be trying to play some table games. I don't know if it's going to work out or not. I have no idea what's going to happen. I did not conceal my license on the car when I left this last spot, so I don't know what's going to happen, but we're going to try to play some tables, and if they don't flag me, I'm going back to playing tables here. So I'm hoping that everything is all right. We're not going to play blackjack, same as what I talked about earlier. We're going to try to play a different game, 3-card poker, ultimate Texas Hold'em, anything. In fact, it might be a game that I don't even know how to play. I just want something that's a low-limit game, and see if they let me sit at the table 10 or 15 minutes. If they do, then I'm going to assume that the coast is clear and I can play, and we're going to try to do that next time, but we're going to feel them out tonight. So yeah, that's what's going on right now, and I'll be back to update you here real soon. Alright guys, I am back, and yeah, I go in there. They scanned my ID when I got there. I looked at slot machines. Didn't find any that were worth playing, so walked around, looked at those for a while. I went to a 3-card poker table, sat down, played for about 15 minutes, made about $10. Went to a baccarat table, sat there for about 10 minutes, made $50, and nobody said anything. Then I went into the high limit area. So there's 3 pits, mainly 3 pits, 3 areas that have pits. Went to all 3 of them. High limit was the last one, and walked around, didn't play anything, no issues though. So I'm assuming that everything is okay there. So next time we will try to play some blackjack. So overall ended ahead $60 on tables. Not exactly advantage play, but something that needed to be done so we could figure out what's going on. I thought I was going to lose 100 or 2 messing around, but ended up making a little bit. So yeah, right now I got to figure out what to do from here. It's early enough that I can make it home and then leave tomorrow morning for another area. I haven't decided yet, so I can get home about 2 and sleep till about 7 and then leave and be okay. I do have work to do tonight as well for the office, so that might be better done if I stay around the area maybe and then just sit in the parking lot and work for an hour or 2, but we'll see what happens. So anyway, that's what's going on right now, and I'll come back and update you. Alright guys, I am back. So I ended up going back to the casino that I had just come from. So not the one where I just played the games to see if they would back me off or not, but the one before that. I went back there again, walking around looking for stuff. I mean, I was already in the area. I just wanted to just pick up any money that I could. I ended up playing just for a few short sessions, not really much happening. Actually, one blackjack session, and ended up making very little, about $150 there. And then one more slot session, ended up making another $17 there. I don't know, how much did we make today so far? I mean, that's like 38, 42, 130, or 930, 10. I feel like I'm missing something here. At double deck. There's 100. Oh, here. 11, 50, 12, 13. About 1,400 today. I mean, it was a long day. Late right now, and not much really happening right now. Not a lot's going to change. And I feel like I'm going to go ahead and head toward home right now. There is another casino on the way, which I may hit. So we'll see about that. We can do some segments right now. It's going to be a long drive. So let's do some segments. What did you eat today, MW? Early evening, I had some chicken fajitas. Just cold chicken fajitas, no wrap or anything like that. And it was pretty good. I give it a 9 on a scale of 2 through ace. And what did you tip today, MW? I had a lot of table sessions today. Not a lot of money was made, but I had a lot of sessions. Had some decent slots also. But overall, ended up tipping a total of $0. And what did you learn today, MW? Well, I learned that at that one casino that I was really worried about, it seems like I can play blackjack, and we're going to do that next time. At this Indian casino, double deck, still, my variance is still bad on the double deck, and it has been for years, and I don't know why. But overall, had a decent day. Right now, temperature is decent. It's 31 degrees, and the roads are relatively dry where I am right now. And we'll see what happens here. So right now, I'm going to continue my trip. Probably going to need to stop for gas in the next couple hours. I mean, this is awesome. I mean, I'm able to drive way over 400 miles without filling up. In fact, I can see here the last one, 483 on the last tank, and 362 so far on this tank. So feeling good about it. So right now, I'm going to keep driving, and I'll be back to update you. All right, guys, I am back. I also today had a chance to do some online play and made about $270. So really for the day, we were up like, what, 1,700? So good day. I'm only about an hour away from home at this point. Yeah, about an hour away from home. Going to probably get about 4 hours sleep, and then we'll head out for tomorrow. So I'll spend the rest of the trip home figuring out what we're doing tomorrow, getting that all nailed down, and maybe we'll do a Thursday into Friday. No, that won't work. We'll have to do just a one-day tomorrow and a one-day Friday, and we'll see. And yeah, I mean, good day today overall. Very long day though. By the time I get home, I would have been gone for 18 hours. A lot of driving. I've had the car for like 2 or 3 weeks now. We've got 5,300 miles on it already. So it's been a lot, but we're going to be good. We're going to continue to make money, and yeah, we'll go from there. I'm going to let you go for now. If you have any questions or comments, my email is mwusa21@gmail.com. mwusa21@gmail.com. See you next time.